Hey guys, Blue Bear Crypto back with another video, and we're starting the new year with a bit of a bang with electricity rates. We've got some nice cheap rates overnight, and we've also got for tomorrow the first half hour, well the last half hour of today that I can see will be starting at minus 4.2p per kilowatt. So we'll be getting paid 4.2p per kilowatt that we use, which is great. So we're going to be slapping this bad boy on. We're going to have the rigs on in that time as well. And we also have a KD6 that we will be hosting for a viewer. And we've also got an SC box for Sia Coin that we will be trying to get up and running because I think it's got a few issues. So yeah, lots of things to sort out, and we're just enjoying the wave of cheap electricity at the moment. Let's go. Just as another update as well, guys, I have a viewer that is looking to get rid of their GPU rigs, and they've got a few Octaminers and GPUs. I will list them here with some photos. So yeah, if you or anyone you know is interested in piling up their rigs before we hit the bull run with the altcoins, then let me know. Gold shell KD6. Now, if you don't know a lot about these miners, when they first came out, they were an insane amount of money. It was bought quite early on, and the goal of mining it here on cheaper rates is to get as much coin back to the owner as possible. We are going to try and return as much of the investment as we can. So yeah, that's what we're doing with this. It's never been used, and you can kind of tell we've still got the plastic on that everybody would just love to rip off. I'm going to leave it on because it's not mine, but if it causes any issues, I don't think it will, then we will get rid. So I've looked at profitability for this thing, and I think it is around 2 or 3p a kilowatt. It's profitable. So anything over that, then it's not, which doesn't leave us with much room for mining in the day, but I do have access to those rates at certain times of the day. So tonight, I'll probably be able to run it for a few hours at break even. It will just be see how much we can get out of it as we go. Hopefully before it all pumps up like what we're expecting. All right, we're going to turn this on. I've got this sort of facing slightly towards the fans so they can exhaust the heat a little bit better instead of just smacking it at the door and having it bounce around a little bit more. I've got the watt meter here as well, so we'll see how much it's actually going to pull. This is apparently the first time it's ever been turned on, so this is a little bit for insurance purposes as well, so I haven't like broken it or anything, but yeah, here we go. I don't know how loud this is going to get. Sounds like it's ramping up. It's getting pretty loud. I think that might be max speed. We're only at 175 watts, so I can't be mining yet. No heat coming out, just wind at the moment. Right, maybe we need to set it up. Let's do that. We are up and running. Currently using 2.6 kilowatt. And this thing is the noisiest thing I've got in here so far. Looking at the mining firmware, I'm going to upgrade it and see if I can reduce the fan speed, because while it's hot, the shed is 12 degrees, so I don't think the fans need to be as hot as they are, but yeah, we're going to try and get some new firmware for this. We've got this up and running, working well, uses a ton of electricity. It's turned off at the switch, but it says it's still using 2.4 watts. Interesting. All is working, very good, but it is loud to the point where I can walk to the front of my house and still hear it quite well. We probably need to come up with some sort of silencing solution, and I'm not too sure what that solution is right now. I'm thinking putting this in the box with insulation around it, and then maybe trying to get like a cone for the exhaust, but I'm not too sure. I will have to look around. I don't want to be spending too much on it though, because it's not mine and I'm not going to be keeping it for like the foreseeable future. So I want to try and find a solution without killing my neighbour's ears. So yeah, but all is working on that. A nice little venture that we're going on with that one. And let's try and check out this gold shell and see if we can get it revived back to life. So this is the gold shell SC box, and it's a little bit more profitable than this bad boy in terms of actual revenue. We're having issues with this. We've got some marks on this side, kind of look like burn marks, but the orientation of the lines is not the same as the actual heatsink, so I'm not too sure if that's just another thing. It has been opened and the hash boards have been taken out before, I believe, but we will have to turn it on, see how it gets on, and then go from there, see what we can do with it. I've just got a 6-pin connected into my server power supply, which is also powering these two GPUs. We will get into the GUI on this one and we'll try and see what the problem is with it. So the SC box is running. It does not want to hash to a pool though. It's just still on the previous pool that it was on. I'm currently updating it to the latest firmware. That is currently in progress, and we shall see. Try to get the SC box working, and it does look like it is unfortunately a no-go. So we will probably need to unplug this for now. From what I've seen on people with similar issues, it looks like it might be a controller board issue, which we don't have time for now. With this one, the KD6, we have a problem with just how loud it is. It is so loud to the point where I could be at the front of my house, and bearing in mind this is right at the back of my garden, I could be at the front of my house and you can still hear it pretty easily. And when I run these in the early morning, it's going to be super loud compared to everything else. So I need to literally do anything if I want to get this running. I could run it inside and just dampen the noise by having it inside, but then we're going to hear it in the house. So that's probably not going to be feasible. I need basically like a silencer, but obviously I don't want to pay for it. So we've got some Art Attack bodge jobbing going on here. So what we'll do, I'm going to quickly pop this in, going to check the height and the dims and stuff on this and put it in here, line some holes up, make sure that circulation is doing okay with that. And yeah, we'll probably just cut these up. These are just spares that I've got. Cut these up and line each wall, top, bottom, left, right, and yeah, try and insulate it as best as we can. When I was sorting the shed out, we've even got some aluminium tape, which I don't think it will really do anything, but I'm going to use that as well. And I don't know if I'm going to have space for it, but I've got some spare wooden boards, which I might put between the foam, just to try and give lots of layers. Probably spent about 9 hours making the most perfectionist bodge job of my life. And then we will turn it back on and we'll see if I've actually made any sort of difference to the sound or not, to see if it's reduced in decibels at all. It's been about 3 hours and I had a perfect design in my head and I am embarrassed, but it may potentially work. This is the show that I've created. So basically what this is you can see the padding on this. There's 3 layers of padding this side, I think 2 layers of padding this side, 1 on the bottom, 1 on the top, 1 cut out on the back on the other side, and then behind the padding there are sheets of wood which pretty much match like from side to side on each. So we're going to see if that has reduced the noise in any sort of way. So this is the first time booting it up after doing this. If it's completely the same, which I have a feeling it might be, then that's just going to be a bit sad for me, because in the world of editing, that was no time at all. But for my world, that is just wasted time. Let's go. I just realised. Oh, I was going to say, if that switch is in a non-accessible place, I'd be fuming. I really hope this makes a difference, but I have a feeling that the size of the inflow and outflow, I don't know. It does sound a little bit quieter. I'm going to go outside as far in the garden as I can and see what it sounds like. Today we've got some amazing rates to the point where we can have the KD6 and the S9J on for pretty much 12 hours straight, being profitable. So great news. I've got the graphics cards on now just because they don't use as much power, so I can get them on a bit early. But yeah, we'll have a full 12 hours of whacking these guys on. This is basically what the setup is at the moment. I'd say that's good enough airflow for them, and then cutting off the end to try and reduce a bit of noise, but it blows out heat very nicely and working pretty well. It just takes a little bit of the edge off those decibels, but definitely could do with packing some more stuff just to try and dampen the noise a little bit more. But I'm not really too sure what I can do apart from putting it in like a blanket and then wrapping it in another box. I'm not too sure. I have got a cooler box, so I could always get it in there and cut some holes in it and use some styrofoam. That might be the next option for that one. Hey guys, Blue Bear Crypto's editor, Blue Bear Crypto, coming at you through the computer just to finish this video off. A lot of cool things going on at the moment, so it is exciting times and a good start to 2025. Just wanted to say thanks again. We're currently sitting at 579 subscribers, and when I first started this channel, I thought I was just going to be making a load of videos for myself to look back on, and they were going to be like 1 or 2 views per video for maybe 2 or 3 years. It seems like a lot of you guys are enjoying the traction that the shed's got in terms of building up what we are getting in there and what we're mining. Thank you so much for joining along. Looking at the market quickly, we're at $93,000 for Bitcoin at the moment. Everything's dropped down a little bit, but I feel like the surface is bubbling quite a lot for altcoins, and we're just waiting for the explosion to happen now. That is what I'm betting on, and if it happens, it will be amazing. If not, then it will happen at some point, I'm sure. Quick look at what we're mining at the moment. NVIDIA cards are currently preferring Zano. If you look at Zano's price in the last year, it's gone up by like 400%. It's doing amazing compared to everything else. So that seems to be the one to mine. Looking at the 6600 XTs, Telestai, I'm not really too familiar with that one myself, but Flux, Conflux, and Ravencoin seem to be the best ones to go for at the moment. Claw has recently announced that they're going half proof of work, half proof of stake, so I think that Claw's trying to give itself a bit of a death wish. I am going with Ravencoin. I remember looking into Ravencoin and just thinking it was quite a neat little project, so back on that one, because that was my first coin apart from Ethereum that I used to mine back when Ethereum was mineable. Just to actually look at Zano's price over it's not even the last year, it's like the last 5-6 months. It's jumped up 407% in the last year, and then all time doesn't really count, but it's done some amazing jumping compared to everything else in the market. It is absolutely smashing it, so that is really cool. So we're currently mining on Woolly Pulley to get some Zano. So it says we're currently getting 332.47 mega hash. We are on Hero Miners for the Ravencoin. So we're currently at 51.9 mega hash on the 6600 XTs, which isn't a great deal, but at the cheap rates that I'm currently paying, it is definitely worth it. And also just having a look at my electricity usage as of right now, I've got all my miners currently on, and I'm gonna use my PC to CPU and GPU mine once I've finished editing this video. But we are currently sitting at 9 kilowatts all in terms of mining power, so it's probably just a little bit less than that because that's taking into account electricity usage that the house just uses anyway. That's so maybe like between 200 and 500 watts, I reckon. I just want to keep seeing that total consumption number go up, because the more that goes up and the more we get these negative rates, the more we're profiting twice basically. So that is just what I'm pushing for. And looking from where I started in the start of 2024 to where I am now, I think that it's been a massive progress and still no regrets, which is nice, but I will probably hold my breath on that one. And I hope everyone has a great year. I will see you all in the new year, and I'm hoping 2025 is the most profitable year for all of us and we can finally take out some profits. I'll see you in the next one.